We want to look at a question on domestic, regional, and international tourism. So this question 8 on this question paper. The question reads: just the information on domestic tourism and answer the questions. So we would want to know what exactly do we mean by domestic tourism. Remember, domestic tourism is tourism involving residents of one country traveling only within that country. That is domestic tourism. So when we have tourism that is taking place by moving from point A to B, but in the same country, that's domestic tourism. So they are activities of residents of a given country traveling to and staying inside their residential country. So that's the description of the domestic tourism. So the first part of our question is: a survey of domestic tourism has revealed that the majority of South Africans are not traveling in their own country. Um, List two reasons in support of the above finding. So you see that the finding is pointing out that majority of South Africans are not traveling in their own country. It means they are not even traveling in their own country. Remember, in their own country, that's where they can easily access tourism resort areas because they are near them. But in this case, they are not even traveling, which means there is a problem that is there. Maybe it's due to income. They do not have the income to finance the movements of to those tourist resort areas. So in that case, we can raise our points from that context. So we can see what we have in terms of our answer section, whereby we are saying the first point is saying cannot afford to travel, which is very clear. No reason to take a trip, no time to travel can also be the case that maybe they are too busy that they don't have the spare time that they can use to travel. In the case that they are all unemployed, so obviously they will be busy each time and again. Then disliking travel, they generally dislike travel. Unemployment, they are unemployed. So obviously, when you are you are unemployed, obviously there's nowhere that you are going to get the income to finance that. Then we've got lack of travel culture, especially amongst previously disadvantaged communities. It might be there also. Limited tourism product development, concerns over safety and security also can be a reason. So those are the reasons that we have. So if you refer back to our question, we are going to see that our question requires only two reasons from the list that we have just gone through. So on the second part of our question, it's going to be 1.1.2. Analyze the South African domestic tourism market segments below and answer the questions. So you're given different scenarios that were given from A, B, C, D. And then we've got the question beneath that, which is saying, determine the domestic market segments labeled A, B, C, and D that have been identified by South African tourism to form part of the domestic tourism growth strategy 2020 marketing campaign. So we need to determine the domestic market segment. So if you refer back, you are going to see that the first one, which is A, reads holiday time with my kids is non-negotiable. I block I block that weekend off and don't take any business calls. A five-star B&B will do for me. That is what the person is saying. So we need to determine from that the domestic market segment that is related to what is being said there. So we're going to see that this is according to the information that we are given. This is a well-to-do Muzanzi family, a well-to-do Muzanzi family, whereby we have it in our answer section, whereby we are saying it's a well-to-do Muzanzi family, which is representing what we have in A. So if you refer back, you would see that a well-to-do Muzanzi family, basically these are people aged around 37 years with children. They travel. Traveling is a way of getting away for relaxing and spending. So basically, they need to go out and then they spend their time with their families. So basically, that's what we have in terms of the explanation of well-to-do Muzanzi family category. So the second part there reads, my favorite type of trip is where I can go on a boat cruise in the afternoon. I spend the evening at a great restaurant, and then hit the clubs. So we need also to identify what do we have in terms of B there. So if you see that the information that we are given there uh, indicates that it's a high life enthusiasm, which is also highlighted the other section whereby you're saying high life enthusiasm. And when you say high life enthusiasm, this is a predominantly black middle to high income group aged at around 33 years. So basically, you would see that their motive, they want to spoil themselves. So you can see that with the information that we are seeing there, what is being said there, that my favorite trip or my favorite table trip is where I can go on a boat cruise in the afternoon, spend the evening at a great restaurant, and then he hit the clubs. So obviously, the issue of spoiling themselves is coming out. So with that, we can move on to the next part, which is our C. So on C, it reads that traveling is a necessity. When you have children, you have to take them places so that they don't just see it on TV, but they see for themselves. So we also try to deduce what do we have in terms of C. So in that you see that C is now the new horizon families. And remember, on the new horizon families, they want affordable and accessible holidays for their families. They go on holidays to reward themselves for hard work. So we can see that that's what we are seeing there on C, whereby these are traveling is a necessity. When you have children, you have to take them places so that they don't just see it on TV, but they see for themselves. So on C, again, according to our answer section, we've got the New Horizon families. So we refer back to our D. The best trip would be to get on the road, take a map, and just go and see what comes your way. Road trips are fantastic because we do crazy things along the way. So you see that in terms of what is being said there, uh, as we come at this part where it reads and see what comes your way. So it means not very certain in terms of what where they are going and how they are going to go about it. So in that case, it becomes in that case, it becomes the spontaneous budget explorers. Spontaneous budget explorers. That is the one that we have representing our D. Then we go to the next part of our question, which is now 8.1.3. In a paragraph, explain three strategic objectives of the domestic tourism growth strategy 2012 to 2020 to grow domestic tourism for a sustainable tourism economy. So you would see that the uh, the domestic tourism growth strategy focuses on growing domestic tourism for a sustainable tourism economy. So basically, it focuses on domestic tourism's contribution for a sustainable tourism. So basically, that's what we have on that one. So our question requires us to explain three strategic objectives that we can deduce from the domestic tourism growth strategy. So you'd see that the strategy that we have is the first one, increase domestic tourism expenditure, increase domestic tourism volume, enhance measures and efforts aimed at addressing seasonality and equitable geographical spread, enhance the level of the culture of tourism or travel among South Africans. So those are some of the objectives that you can raise. So moving on to the next part of our question, we are given a map, start the map of SADC member countries and answer the questions. So you see that this is the map of SADC countries, labeled from A to F. So with that, we can see the first question. Name the countries labeled A, C, and F. So we can just try to indicate where we have our A. Our A is here, our C is here, and then our F is here. So we can just try to see. It's A, C, and E. According to the question, you can just refer back A, C, and E. So these are the countries that we have. So we have got A. So on A, you'd see that this is Zambia. This is Zambia. So A, we are saying Zambia. Then we are having the next one, which is C. C, we are saying that this is an island because it's inside an ocean. So obviously this is our Mauritius. And then we go to E. E again. We are seeing that it is in the ocean again. It's an island again. This is Madagascar, but a bit bigger. Madagascar, which means Mauritius is smaller. So that's what we have in terms of AC and E. So we can just try to refer back to our answer section. Zambia, C, Mauritius, E, we've got Madagascar. Then with that, we can move on to the next part of our question, which is name the capital cities labeled B and F. So B is here, and we need to identify the capital city of that country. You see that this country, the bigger country is South Africa. This one is South Africa, and we have got this one, which is inside South Africa. We know that this is Lesotho, so the capital city becomes Maseru. So we have Maseru, and then we go to F. F, we are seeing that this is Angola, and the capital city of Angola is Luanda. So that is what we have on that part. So we have Marcelo on B for B and F for Luanda. Then we go to the last part of our question, which is saying, give the name of the major gateway that is used by persons from the country labeled D to enter South Africa. So if you go to the country labeled D, you would see that this is Zimbabwe. This is Zimbabwe. And how do they enter South Africa? The main port of entry, I think there is an indication that is there, which is indicated that this is the Beit Bridge border post. So Beit Bridge is indicated in our answer section. And this becomes the last part of our question. And thank you for listening. And hopefully the video was helpful. And please don't forget to subscribe and share to our channel. Let's stay tuned for more videos to come. More typical examination questions will be uploaded on this channel. So let's meet again in the next video.